Hello guys and girls and welcome back. It's your boy Big John. The ad's at the bottom of the screen if you'd like to listen to my music. So is all the relevant information I'll be speaking about in this video. And today what I'm going to be doing is showing you how I was able to pass a 10k prop firm account with my manual prop firm copying service. So I actually manually trade these accounts for the traders, and my aim is to pass phase 1 and phase 2 and get the account to a live account so that we can trade it and split the profits. It's a very simple method that I do use. It's a neo trading strategy, and what I'm going to show you here is how I actually catch the most profitable trading setups with a very simple technical analysis method. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video.
Started from the bottom like Drake. Got that young moolah, but I learned my mistakes. Climbing up the ladder, gotta watch out for the snakes. If you wanna be the boss, then you have to delegate.
Okay, so right now you can see I'm on my chart, and for me to be able to risk 1 to 2% on a trade entry, which is quite heavy when you are trading a prop firm account, I need to have what I like to call an A1 setup. And with an A1 setup, what I'm actually looking for is the weekly time frame to give me a market structure break. This gives me a very high probability that there's a better chance for price action to be able to continue a trend that it's actually going towards. So right here on USD CHF, let's just pay attention to where the market structural areas might be considered. So we can see there's an area over here. We can also see there's another area over here. We can see another area right over here as well. And we can also see another area over here. Now, the area I was paying attention to is this area over here, and I'm just going to mark it out quickly. And we can see that this was a strong market structure level, as you can pay attention to how big this candle actually was when it did sell. I actually did give out a trade setup from here, which is a Neo trade setup, which you do get in the one-time fee VIP group. And here is proof of that trade setup right over here. Now that we're back on the chart, let me explain to you what was actually going on at this point. So when the market actually did break this area, of course, I'm waiting for a break and retest type of setup. This is what I trade, and this is what the Neo trading strategy is based on the daily, weekly, or monthly time frame, depending on the pair and where it's at in terms of price action. And I can also see that there's a level of resistance right over here in the market, which is a strong level for me to be able to say that if price action goes in between this level, so this is the break of structure level, and then here as well is a strong resistance level, I'm looking for a trade setup within this area. So I'm going to trade my probabilities when price action goes in between this area. So even if I have to take 1 trade, 2 trades, maybe even 3 trades, because maybe 1 or 2 of them lost, I know that I'm looking for all of my trades within this area. If it goes any further, then I'll have to reevaluate the trade. Now what I'll do is just simply mark out this area like this, and this is pretty much what I do for the VIPs on the Sunday. I've marked out all of these areas, and I'll tell them that, you know, we're just waiting for price action to go towards this area. The next thing I need to do is just wait for my Trinity alert when price action does get to this area, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So right now I am in the Trinity Morpheus group, and this is where we get alerts on breaks of structure in the market. I've made many videos on this and how I use this, and again, I've got a starter course in the VIP group once you do join up for that, and it breaks down even more how you can use these alerts. And what I'm just going to do is just show you when that alert actually did come through. So I'm just going to go over here and search and go USD CHF, and then go to sell, and I'm just going to type 21. It was the 21st of November. That's when the sell trade did appear, and the sell trade is right over here. So we can see it highlighted right over here, and we had a break of structure on the 15-minute time frame at 10:15. So the market was actually closed at this point, and when the market was closed, they were moving price action as they do during the gap session of the market. And once the market did open, this is when we was looking for a trade setup. Of course, when the market managed to reduce its spread, because you know the spread is very high as soon as the market reopens. And what I use next is the ADR tool in order for me to find out how much I could be expecting for this pair to be able to move. Now, when we pay attention to the ADR on this pair is actually 124 pips on average. And what that does let me know is that, you know, from this area here, I'm expecting price action to go at least 124 pips in one direction or more. Now, what I do to make my trades a bit better for me, because this is a swing trading strategy, I will times this by 2. So I would be looking for 248 pips here. So once I have entered from this point here, I'll put my stop loss just above this level here. So it'll be about 20 pips. And then what I'm looking for is 248 pips going down. Now I can see that this trade setup is giving me a 12R trade. So that's a 12 risk to reward ratio trade, which is actually a very insane amount of risk to reward. And these are the types of trades I'm giving out as well, just so people can understand that they're not all going to win, but when we do win, we're winning big trades like this when the trade works out perfectly in our favor. And like I've said, this is why this is an A1 type setup, and I'm risking more in these types of trades. So let's just go to the play bar mode and just see what happens. Now, when price action got to this level here, this is pretty much when I was out of the pair. The reason for this is because there was other trading instruments that I was looking to trade, and I had already managed to pass phase 1 when I was actually taking this trade setup. So now I was on phase 2 of the account. And also why I came out of this is because you can see price action has done at least one ADR level, which is 124 pips. This was a good enough trade for me, and it was a 6R trade, so I had no problems with that. Guys and girls, if you are struggling to become long-term consistent and you still need even further help from me, I definitely suggest joining the one-time fee VIP group, which is $34. This is a lifetime access, and you will not have to pay any other fees other than the first entry admission. Within this service, you're going to have weekly signals, which you can see over here. You're also going to have access to the Neo trade setups, which I've just been explaining in this video, which is my swing trading strategy. You're going to have trade setups that come out like signals here. And you're also going to have access to all of the Trinity Morpheus alerts, which tells you when you could possibly enter the market. Not only will you get access to all of those things on Telegram, you can also get access to what's in my Discord group here. And this is where you'll be able to speak to me on a day-to-day basis about any of the help you might need within the market. And this is absolutely fantastic for traders in order for them to become long-term consistently profitable. I also do Zoom call meetings every single Sunday where you'll be able to have access to, and this is where I do weekly market analysis, just like what I'm showing you on TradingView. And in those Zoom calls, we go through every single trading pair. Okay, so this is SPX 500. This is another trade that I actually gave out, and this was the trade that actually let me pass the 10K account. And again, this is an A1 setup. You can see the same type of thing happening here. So where do we have our structural levels on the weekly time frame? Let me just mark them out for you. So you can see there's a structural level down here. There's also another structural level up here. There's another level up here. We have one more down here. Of course, what I was paying attention to is this one right over here. Because this is an indice, I'm trying to make sure my stop loss is a bit tighter. So what I actually did is went down to the lower time frame this time, and I was just looking to see if I could find anything particular to help me find a better entry into this trade, just in case it goes further than this break of structure level. So what I actually did over here is I managed to figure out there was an imbalance right between here and here. And all I was waiting for is price action to come back into this imbalance to look for any buy trades, as you can see over here and here. And what I was waiting for to have the best possible setup was price action to come into this imbalance zone and then also hit this break of structure line. So we can see this actually happened over here where we had this break of structure here and we had the imbalance line touch. Now this was actually a 1 hour Trinity alert as well. So let's just go down to the 1 hour time frame. And when we go down to the 1 hour time frame, there was actually a break of structure alert right over here that actually did occur. And I actually told traders that they could get into this pair just before market close, or they could wait for the market to close. And here is proof of that. So right over here in the signal group, I actually gave this out, and this was 21.54, again just before the market would close in the UK. And I did tell traders right over here that, you know, you can just wait for the market to actually close, reopen, and then you could enter. You could also put a buy limit order at 39.32, and when we go over to the chart, 39.32 was just over here. So let's just move that to make that a bit more correct. And then your stop loss would have been just below this level. And of course, we was looking to aim for the highs, which was up here, which would have been a 7.18 trade. And price action did actually manage to go all the way up to this level. Now, this was a trade we was curious about because CPI news was going to be released on the 13th of December. So one of the students actually asked me in a VIP Zoom call on the Sunday, you know, should we actually hold this trade? And here is proof of that right now. Of MUPs, yeah, on an account. I will leave that to run because I've made profit. You understand? On the other account, the prop fund account is right near break even, so I'm not going to close the account. So you have to assess your trade like that. Like, where are you? Have you made money in the last couple of weeks, the month, the days? Is it a challenge account? can you just afford to put a break even or leave it? Because if you do leave it, it might pass the phase. Like, that's what happens to me. If it does continue to buy, it will pass the phase for me, and then I would have passed the whole funding account. If not, it's $50 before it gets break even. You get where I'm coming from. Is there a point of me banking that? I might as well let it run, see what happens. I'm not going to lose anything, and then look for another trade entry. So yeah, hopefully that also makes sense to you. And yes, as you can see from the proof, I actually did hold this trade because I was like, the trade could either win or lose, and it is a A1 setup for me. So I would rather hold this trade because it has the probability to pass the challenge account for me. And this is what we actually saw. So again, guys and girls, this is what I do on a weekly basis. I call this the circle of pips. I just trade price action like this. Sometimes it will have a setup for me from the daily time frame. Other times it could be from the weekly or the monthly, but it's a very simple method of trading. What I do aim for is long-term consistency because I've seen this strategy working over a period of years, and anyone that has followed me for long enough knows that I have been trading the neo trading strategy for a good couple of years now. So I hope that helps every single person. If you'd like to get into any of my services, the information will be in the description below. So is the link to join my Discord. Please make sure you get into there. And with all that being said, guys and girls, it's your boy Big John, and I'm out. Peace.
Started from the bottom like Drake. Got that young moolah, but I learned my mistakes. Climbing up the ladder, gotta watch out for the snakes. If you wanna be the boss, then you have to delegate.